So you want to learn a language, or it has been too long since you started a language and you need some guidance. Listen closely because you're in the right place. By the way, my name is Mari. I make language related videos, and today I'm starting with you a new language, and this is German. Yay! So you're gonna be seeing a lot more content in German from now on. I'm gonna be taking you through the steps I take to start learning a language. You can take the ones I do, or you can make it your own. I recommend you to personalize this way. This is what works for me. I've been trying different methods, and this is what really helps me. So if you want to learn a language, don't forget to subscribe, because I make a lot of content related to languages and bullet journal and travel and everything I like. The number one thing I do when I start a language, and this is my basic thing, it is to learn the ABC and the pronunciation. Some people maybe don't think this is too important, but for me, having a great pronunciation and saying the words as correct as I can, I don't mean to sound like a native speaker, but I do want to have a great pronunciation, so I can be easily understood, so I can understand better, because if you know how the words are pronounced and you know how it's written, it might help, especially when cognates. So I would just recommend to do the ABC and pronunciation first of all, and that's the first thing I do. That's like, I did it yesterday with German, and that's like the number one thing for me, at least. Number two, I gather my apps, and I am a very busy person, so I'm always like on the go and everything. So having apps. Right now I'm learning Italian, so I don't want to use the same apps as I'm using Italian. I like to have different formats to learn differently each language, not confuse them, because even though they're different language, German and Italian, I still might confuse them, so I like to have them in different places. So I'm not using Duolingo for German because I'm using that for Italian, but I'm using Lingo Dear for German, Hello German, Close Master I'm using for Italian as well. So that's what I do. I find different apps for each language. And the one thing I do is I really search for German specific apps, or the language that I'm learning specific. So I will write down my place to learn German, or just in general to find websites that maybe can help me with explanation, grammar, vocabulary, etc. So I just gather up my apps and the rest of my resources. The third step I take is to get my notebook. So I already had this from a while ago, because I knew I was going to learn German, so I got like a bunch of books and just put the names on it. So I have a regular A5 notebook. This is from Hema, which is a Dutch store. I can find it here and they're very cheap. It's just a regular notebook. It has nothing in there yet. My tip for language notebooks is to write only in the language that you're learning, even if you're a beginner. And that's what works for me. In the beginning, it's just like random phrases and words and stuff, but I never write English or Spanish or any other language that is not German, and I won't do it in this book. And then I have my tiny A6 book, and this notebook I use for words. It has nothing yet. I just got this. So this tiny book helps me to write vocabulary. So in this one I will write like the word and the translation, and then I will send these words to Anki app and practice with it. So this book is just, if I encounter a random word or anything, it will go in here. And for the big notebook, I also want to mention that I do a lot of things in here. I write short poems, short letters, I journal, I draw explanations, I make mind maps. I do absolutely everything that I feel like I want to do, and that will help me in this one. So there are no set rules or anything. The only rule I have for the notebook is that it only can be written in German in this case, or in the language that I'm learning. Number 4, I always look for the same exact things when I'm starting a language, or when I'm like doing my sort of like 1 week of learning a language, or like a few hours of learning a language. Like, I always search for these things, and these are a YouTube channel that either teach the language or vlog the language in the language. So I like the ones that teach when you're a beginner, because it helps you a lot, and the ones that vlog in the language are very good when you're intermediate or advanced, because they have sort of this natural speech that you will need. I look up for a Spotify playlist entirely in the language, but I recommend having some music and to listen to because it's a great exercise. The thing I look up for are Instagram pages that have like jokes in the language or just like random phrases. So while I'm scrolling, I will find these words, and I feel like I learn a little bit every day by doing that. And last but not least, some sort of group, like a Facebook group or an Instagram DM group, or just any type of, it can be even an in-person group that practice the language. Reddit is also good for that. People leave a lot of resources, and you can find teachers and you can find many things. So always will look for a group, either in person or online or both, that can help me learn the language, and so I don't feel so alone while learning it. Now, if you're just starting a language, remember, it is very, very important that you're consistent. Motivation actually comes and goes. You have to be disciplined, and even the days where you feel like, I don't really want to, just do it, just go for it, learn the language, even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's just watching an Instagram account or listening to a song. Do something every day in the language. That's the only way you will improve. And if you're learning different languages, I recommend learning them at different times. So don't go, that's my recommendation, don't go straight from like Italian to Dutch or Italian to German or anything like that, because it's gonna be too confusing and you're gonna take a while before you do that. So remember to have fun. Remember why you started learning the language. Find your motivation and just enjoy the process, because learning a language does not have an end. It is really, like, I will say it's lifestyle. It's something you do every day. It's something that is part of who you are. The moment you start learning a language, no matter what language it is, it becomes part of you. So just have fun and remember that the process is what helps you learn. The process is what helps you communicate to people. So just remember that and have fun. I am so ready to start German right now, and I bet a lot of you have a lot of like new languages that you want to start this new year 2019. So I wish you all the best with your new language. If you're learning German, don't hesitate to contact me, because I might even do a group or something. I'm not sure yet. But just go for it, have fun, find friends, make a lot of friends. That's like one of my goals, make friends while learning languages, actually. So yeah, this is all for today. Thank you so much to my patrons for making these videos and many of my videos possible. You guys are the best. If you want to see how I'm doing with German, of course you can subscribe, but you can also find me on Instagram at Polyglot. I will be sharing a lot of my learning process over there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!